So namaste everyone. Hearty welcome to each and everyone who have joined this call and those who are watching this program live on the website www.jaishriram.org. So with the blessings of our Guru Garu, Sri Archakam Padmanabhacharya Garu, let us do the opening prayers first and then we will go into the program. So today I am taking the opportunity to do the opening prayers. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nataya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Bolo Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai, Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki jai. Once again, hearty welcome to each and everyone, and I see kids also joined listening to that. It's really wonderful, and if participants are here and if they want their kids to be part of the essay writing, please make sure they join and they come on video because this is a wonderful opportunity. So this program, Kalpavruksham, is monthly once program blessed by Bhadradri Sri Rama Temple of USA under the blessings of our Guru Garu, respected Archakam Sri Acharya Padmanabhacharya Garu. Today Guru Garu is unable to attend this call. So at the same time, through this program, every month we bring different guest speakers and they provide valuable information related to Ramayana. And in that series, several people have taken this opportunity, and once when they complete, they become a leaf of Kalpavruksham. Because Kalpavruksham is a big tree. So whatever that they are contributing, all the guest speakers, they are all contributing towards the Kalpavruksham. So in that aspect, today this program is also being recorded. It will be available on the website after this program is over under Kalpavruksham tab for future views. So today we have the humble presence of our guest speaker, Srimati Lavanya Srinivas Garu. Lavanya Srinivas Garu, hearty welcome on behalf of entire Bhadradri Sri Rama Temple of USA and with our Guru Garu blessings, we welcome you to this program, and we are very happy to have you today in this program. So Lavanya Garu is joining us from Chennai, India, and Lavanya Garu has long journey of experience, which is one of the very blessed opportunity for all of us, those who are on this call. We are going to learn that. Over 3 decades of experience, 30 ఏళ్ళండి. So that too, most interestingly, Lavanya Garu is blessed with a couple of very rare talents. Not everybody can become a teacher, and Lavanya Garu is one of the wonderful teachers. On top of it, she is also a trainer. So teacher, trainer, and transformation coach. So Moodu, all these 3 talents having combined in one person is very rare. And on top of that, Srimati Lavanya Garu also have the powerful tool, which is called the art of telling storytelling, which is the power of stories. How somebody can narrate an incident with the form of a story. So that is one thing which Lavanya Garu is truly blessed. And today we are all truly blessed to have Lavanya Garu in this program, who is going to take us through the divine information of Rasabharita Ramacharita. The name itself is so wonderful that we want to keep on listening to this topic over and over again. Everybody might have been known Ramayanam. Some of us may know little, some of us may don't know anything. But today we have our guest speaker to tell about this information. So kids who are all on this call, please make sure that you capture the points very clearly so that you have to summarize what you are learning, and then you have to form it in the form of an essay so that your essay can be blessed by Guru Garu after this program. So please stay attentive, always be on video, and kindly make sure that you all understand. And if you have any questions, you can wait until the end to ask the questions. So without any further delay, I would like to take the humble opportunity on behalf of all the devotees on this call, on behalf of the Seva group, and with the blessings of our respected Acharya Ji, to invite Lavanya Garu to please take it over on the blessed topic today. And Lavanya Garu, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Sri Rama Rama Rame 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 Manorame Sahasra Nama Tasturyam Ramanama Varani. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Long, long ago, before I was born, before your grandparents were born, before their grandparents were born, and their grandparents were born, and their grandparents were born. Thousands of years ago, one great saint, the Maharishi, sat and narrated the wonderful life and the pastimes of Lord Sri Rama. After finishing that, he just rushed to Kailasha, Mount Kailash, to show Shiva his humble writings. But as he went there, on the huge rocks, he found the same story of Rama written through nails. And he wondered. And there is another story. As we all know, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Yes, our dear Narada. He had come and asked Saint Valmiki, "Oh, Saint Valmiki, what are you doing? Why are you sitting here still?" And he said, "Oh, Narada Mahamuni, I have just completed the Ramacharita, and I'm so blessed. I'm very happy." But our dear Narada said, "Oh, Maharishi, you know there is somebody who has written the story of Rama much before you." And Valmiki was surprised. We all know that Adikavi Valmiki was the first one to write Ramayana. But did you know that there was somebody else who wrote before him? I was equally surprised when I came to know about it. And it happens to be none other than the great Hanuman. It's called Hanuman Ramayana. And our Valmiki got a huge shock. He said, "How is it possible?" But then Hanuman said, "Yes, my dear Valmiki, I had written Rama's story. And you should have seen Valmiki's face. It had fallen flat. He was so disappointed. He said, "Oh no, I thought I was the only one who knew about Rama and my experiences I wanted to share with the whole world. And here is Hanuman, who has written the story already before me." And he quickly grabbed. People said that Hanuman wrote the Ramayana on the banyan leaves, not just on the rocks in Kailasha with his nails. He wrote on the banyan and the banana leaves. On the banana leaves, when Valmiki read all that, he had tears running down his cheeks. And Hanuman quickly went to him, said, "Oh, what happened? Why are you weeping, my dear Maharishi? Did I write something wrong?" But Valmiki said, no, no, my dear Hanuman, reading your story of Rama brings tears to my eyes. Not only that, after reading your Ramayana, who will read my Ramayana? Hanuman laughed and said, Valmiki, your Ramayana will stay with you. Don't worry. And he quickly grabbed the banana leaves. He gobbled them up and down his throat. Nom, 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 nom. He was a monkey after all, you see. So he gobbled it like that, all the banana leaves which had Ramayana in it. Valmiki tried to stop him. But he said, Valmiki, sage Valmiki, your Ramayana is more precious because you wanted to write and spread the Rama story and joy to everybody. But I wrote Ramayana for my Rama who is in my heart. I have written for him. It is for my own pleasure that I wrote his story. So do not worry. Your Ramayana will stay forever in people's lives and hearts and minds. Not only Hanuman, even Lord Brahma blessed Valmiki apparently, saying, Sage Valmiki, you have come up with a wonderful composition of the great story of Maryada Purushottam Ram, who is blessed and who has all the lovely 16 qualities in him. That would be a role model for the world to come, especially the young, the beautiful, young, creative, bright minds. So saying, Brahma said, Valmiki, your Ramayana will stay forever till people are there on this planet. So my dear little ones and the elders, I'm sure now you know why Ramayana has become eternal, has become evergreen, and has been told and retold in many languages, in many narratives, in many forms of arts, through literature, through music, through dance, through drama, and through sculpture and through painting, you name it. With every single art, Ramayana has been etched in the hearts of people. But the Adikavi, Valmiki, is today still known and being credited with the story of Ramayana. Ramayana is nothing but Rama is, of course, Prince Rama, and Ayanam is the journey, the life journey of Rama, as we all know. So now starting about Ramayana with the small narratives, the oral narratives that has been in people's minds and people's hearts, I bring to you as a storyteller. I'm not here as a learned scholar or as a great Ramayana researcher, but I'm here to share the story of Ramayana. I will become a small kid like you all, because especially in our Telugu lives, we do not start anything to write. If we take up a notebook and a pen, there is something called we write with Sri Rama. Haven't you seen your elders and many people still practicing that? Yeah. When we take paper or whatever we try to write, we start with Sri Rama. And in Tamil, they say Ramar Suri, Playar Suri. So the first letter that they offer is Sri Rama. And many children, when they sleep or they refuse to sleep, parents, grandparents, all of them keep singing. Lali, 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 lali. They sing the beautiful song of lullaby of Rama. And they tell small stories of Rama. So this great Prince Rama lived long ago, thousands of years ago. And his life has been told in many, many forms, as I had mentioned before, by very many people. And you're wondering how many kinds of Ramayanas are there? More than 300 types. And in Telugu, if you know, there is a Ramayana of Gona Buddha Reddy, of Molla Ramayanam, Dvipada Ramayanam, and so many more. And Nama Ramayanam, of course, which has been condensed because the original Ramayana of Valmiki has been, which was called Jayam actually, had become a longer and longer and longer epic poem of 24,000 verses. Sure, you all know about it, right? You can nod your head. I know you can't unmute your minds, but you can nod your heads if you're aware of it, right? So let's make this session a little more interactive, because I can see your beautiful and active, bright faces. And it would be really, really nice if you're able to respond to my stories. So in Tamil, Kamba Ramayanam has been a huge hit. These are all narratives which are retold. And why are they retold? Because we are human beings full of emotions. And what is emotion? Rasanubhava, right? So there we come to the main point of our theme today. Rasa Bharitam, Ramacharitam. Rasa Bharitam is full of rasa. That means full of emotions. When a story is narrated, the story narrator, the storyteller, the listener, and all the characters that come in the story converge, and that point is called the Rasanubhava. That is when we become the characters in the story. Am I right? Yeah? You have all enjoyed Ramayana like that when your grandparents had told you the story? When you picked up the Ramayana book and got engrossed in it and started reading and reading and reading. Okay, now to tell you the Ramayana story in short, we will pick up a few lines from Nama Ramayana. Nama Ramayana, which tells the story of Ramayana in a very, very brief form of 108 shlokas. So, Suddha Brahma Parapara Rama, Kalatmaka Parameshwara Rama, Sesha Talpa Sukha Nidrita Rama, Brahmadya Mara Pradhita Rama, Chanda Kirana Kula Mandana Rama, Srimad Dasharatha Nandana Rama, Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama, Vishwamitra Priyadhana Rama, Ghora Tataka Ghataka Rama, Marichadini Pataka Rama, Kaushika Makha Samrakshaka Rama, Srimadhalyodharaka Rama. So the story goes like this. Rama, along with his brothers, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna, grew up in the love of his three mothers, Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. He was the apple of the eye of the family, and his father, Dasharatha, loved him immensely. This is from the Balakanda, that is the childhood of Rama. Beautiful poems, lovely stories have been told from that episode. As you all know, Ramayana has 7 kandas. Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, then Kishkinda Kanda, then we have Sundara Kanda, we have Yuddha Kanda, we have Uttarakanda. But of course, people say that Valmiki did not write Uttarakanda. It was only 6 kandas that he wrote, and later on it got added. So does it really mind? Does it really matter? No, it doesn't, because Ramayana is complete with the birth of Lavakusha in Uttara Ramacharitam and the final Kanda. And then the story comes as a flashback, recited by the twin sons of Rama, Lava and Kusha, Lavakush. They narrate the story of Rama. So after the Balakanda comes the Ayodhya Kanda. And Ramayana is full of this Rasanubhava. As I told you, it has been told in different formats because the Navarasas that we are talking about are nothing but Sringara, Hasya, and we have Bhayanaka, we have Adbhutarasam, and then we have so many other rasas, which are 9, Karuna Rasa. But then Karuna Rasa is what is held high according to everybody. Our great aesthetic masters have told us that Eko Rasaha Karuna Eva. And Karunam is nothing but compassion. It comes out from the heart, from the love, and from deep sympathy. It comes out. So when we talk about the Rasa Bharitam, we will have to naturally talk about the 9 rasas that have been explained and which have been explained especially by Bharata Shastra, by Bharata Mahamuni in dance. How many of you have learned Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi or Odissi or many classical dance forms of India like Kathak, yeah? And then Kathakali, of course, and many more. So today I will be bringing to you this beautiful tale in different forms, whether it has been told in the form of the Tolu Bommalata of Andhra Pradesh, the leather shadow puppets which have come to life. Yeah. And this is the story of Lord Rama and the Ravana, where the evil and good come together. There is a huge fight, as we all know. And finally, what wins? Good wins over evil. Generally, that is the story that has been told long ago until today. That is the way it is told. And you know, surprisingly, I have also come to know that there are different folk narratives. And ayore, 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 Are you wondering what this art form is? This is called the Kavad in Rajasthan. The great Kavadiyas, the Kavadi Bhatts, they told the story in this wonderful way. You know, storytelling is always a collaborative art. People come together, whether it was our puppetry, Tolu Bommalata in Andhra Pradesh, or the cherial art form, or the Tolpavai Kuttu of Tamil Nadu. All the artists came together. There were artists who painted so beautifully. There were artists who could sing the story. And there are carpenters who could make this beautiful magical box. And all of them had done it in the full Rasanubhava state. An art can never be made without being explored, without being immersive. The artist cannot create an art. I'm sure you all would also love to create art like this. And can you see who they are inside? Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana. And see how magically this door closes like this to tell you the story. And then it folds like this, like this, like this, and like this. Look at this beautiful art form. And this Kavadiya Bhatts, they had this beautiful story to tell in two ways. In two ways where they could tell stories like this. This is how the box is. And it has been created like this. Yeah. And one side, it is all the story of Rama. You can see Hanuman here. You can see the 10-headed Ravana. You can see Sita. And you see how the story unfolds, where the brothers Rama, Lakshmana, and then Bharata, Shatrugna, all of them go to the forest. And then as they grow up together and marry, and after the Rama Swayamvara, then the sisters and the brothers are all married. And then this side unfolds. And here you see Krishna Avatara. Yeah. So this is the beautiful magical box, the storytelling box of Kavadiyas in Rajasthan. And I have also shown you the stories by the leather puppeteers of Andhra Pradesh who made Tolu Bomman. And this is called the shadow puppetry. They had screens and they had these puppets behind the screen, and they had a small lamp, a small tiny lamp lit, and in the shadow of that, they saw all the characters moving around. And you know what? This whole family could sing, and there were people who changed voices into 23 characters, male, female, children, adults, all kinds of voices they could make. And they sang and they had dialogues so fiery and compassion. And then in all ways, they would tell the story so beautifully. And then you had this. Now I will tell you one second. Yes. So coming back to the Navarasas, Rasa, the concept of rasa is fundamental. It's very fundamental to the many forms of Indian arts. Indian arts, like, as I told you before, dance, music, theater, painting, sculpture, and literature. The interpretation and implementation of a particular rasa differs between styles and schools. The theory of rasa is also being popularized by many artists and musicians like Tyagaraja, our own Bhakta Ramadasa, Annamaya, and including the Karnataka singers. So many of them had given their beautiful stories. And as we talk about the Navarasas, we have Sringara. And every rasa has this Thayi Bhavam. That is, Sringara means love, not necessarily between a male and a female person, but the love a mother has for the children and for the sisters and brothers. And then we have Hasya Rasa. Yes, we all laugh so much. And then we have Karuna Rasa. Sringara means love or beauty, and Hasya means laughter, and Karuna means sorrow, and you have Raudram, anger, and then you have Veera, courage, heroism, and you have Bhayanaka, terror, fear, and Bhibhatsa, disgust, utter loathing, and then you have Adbhuta, surprise, and then you have Shanta Rasam, the most peaceful rasa. Yeah. And when we go back to this Navarasam, Ramayana has all these rasas that have been spelt right now. In the Balakanda, where Rama goes through beautiful stages of childhood, there is the compassionate mother-child relationship. how beautifully Rama gave so much happiness to his parents. That Vatsalyam, that Prema started off in the Balakanda. From there, slowly it bloomed. It bloomed as Rama went to the woods. And for the first time, he also played with his brothers. That is Vatsalyam. Vatsalyam with his brothers and sisters. Do you all have sisters, brothers, and friends and cousins? You have so much love and affection for them, right? In the same way, Rama too had loads of love and affection. And that is where this beautiful Shringara or the love or affection came through. And then that matured into the teenage love of sighting first Sita. When Rama went to the Swayamvara, and there as he was actually walking from the streets, apparently his eyes crossed with Sita's eyes. And in Tamil, in beautiful Kamba Ramayana, he says, Avalum Nokinal, Annanum Nokinal. Aval is Sita and Annanum means Rama. Both their eyes met and love bloomed. So such is the beautiful scene that has been explained in Ramayana. And we have Hasya, where, are you all aware of Rama coming to the Swayamvara, Sita Swayamvara, where Janaka asks all the prince there to pick up the Shivadhanus, lift it, and then he tries to pick it up, and there is so much of laughter. If you have watched movies, Telugu movies, yes, that beautiful scene where Ravanasura also tries so hard, and everybody comes, they say, ha, this is just, easy for me, and they hold it like this and pick up, and they fall down. And that is where the Hasya Rasa is there. And then there is this little monkeys who come, and then they all fool around and play around and eat lots of bananas and keep doing all the funny things. Yes, that is Hasya Rasa again for you in Ramayana. And you have Karuna Rasa, deep sorrow, where Jatayu sacrifices his life in the fight against Ravana. And then you have Raudram, where Rama gets very, very angry. Actually, apparently, when Rama went and he wanted to cross the ocean to Lanka, he prayed to Varuna to give space to walk down the ocean. But when Varuna did not answer his prayers, he got angry and he lifted his bow and arrow. But then all the Vanaras quickly came together and built the wonderful bridge where the stones floated on the river. That is where we see the Adbhuta Rasa. And then we have Bhayanaka Rasa, and where it is fear, where Sita was abducted by Ravana. And Ravana was the huge 10-headed Rakshasa who wanted to kidnap Sita. We see the beautiful emotions. And then the Bhivatsa Rasa, when Sita was taken to Lanka and imprisoned in the Ashokavana. There, when she saw all the Rakshasis around her, Tataki and all the others, she was in utter disgust, where they all kept telling her to marry Ravana, and where they all started abusing her, scolding her, screaming at her. That was utter disgust to Sita. And then finally, when Rama came with the help of Hanuman spotting Sita in Lanka, and there Hanuman's Vishwarupa Darshanam to Sita to tell her that he is Rama's Duta, who came to save her, to tell her that Rama will save her. So that is the Adbhuta Rasa, where this little Hanuman becomes huge, bigger, bigger, bigger. And so huge he becomes that he gives his Vishwarupa Darshan to Sita. That is again Adbhuta Rasa. And then finally, as Rama fights the battle with Ravana, the huge 10-headed strong Shiva Bhakta and the wonderful Veena player Ravana, the fight becomes more and more difficult. But finally, Rama has to seek help with the celestial bow and kill Ravana. And there his courage, his valor to fight the demon, the Veera Rasa comes through once again. And finally, as Ravana falls to the ground and Rama and Sita reunite, the happy ending where Shanti Rasa comes into the fore, where the mind, body, and the soul and the universe come to a union. That is called the Shanta Rasa. So all these Navarasas have been filled in the form of Ramayana through various art forms. You have Tyagaraja's Rama Bhakti, you have Bhakta Ramadasu's lovely Sankirtanas, and Annamaya's Rama Sankirtanas too. And dance dramas, and you have dramas, just folk narratives, where in Telugu Janapada Geyas, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, all of them come together and they have been told, stories have been told as if they're just human beings. Sita becomes of age, she becomes pregnant, and she goes through all the rituals that, you know, the Srimantam, the bangle ceremony, and then everything, the Lalipatas, and all the beautiful narratives have been told in Janapada Geyas. And for Hasya Rasam, I am reminded of this lovely story, folk narrative called Lakshmana Devara Navu in Telugu Janapada Sahityam, where after, I'm not telling you the whole Ramayana story again, because all of us know this story. And at this Jai Shri Ram temple and this forum of Kalpavruksha, you have been listening to Ramayana story again and again. Of course, it's a wonderful nectar to listen to the story. But due to the time factor and the understanding that you all know Ramayana very well, I'm taking the liberty and moving over with the story, and I'm trying to tell you how these folk narratives have been etched not just in Indian minds, but Ramayana has traveled far and wide, not just in Sri Lanka, but in Vietnam, in Goa, in Java, in Indonesia, in Bali, in Malay. It just gone wider and wider, and beautiful narratives, Ramayana narratives, have been told in international folk art forms very, very beautifully. So in contemporary pop culture as well, we do have many, many narratives, and I will bring to you a small screen share, if I can do that. Let me just try it. I'm just trying to show these art forms in small nutshells so that you have this peek into the narrative world of these art forms, how they have been told from the Kawad in Rajasthan to the Tol Bommalata in Andhra Pradesh, Tol Pavai Kuttu of Tamil Nadu, and then Adhyatmika Ramayana of the Keralites and Yakshagana of Karnataka. And then how can you forget Tulsidas Ramcharitamanas? In fact, he is a more recent Ramayana story narrator. That is why his story has stayed in our hearts much more, especially in the narratives of the northern part of India. In southern India, Nama Ramayanam, which I gave you a glimpse earlier, has been in the narratives of our minds in the states of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Kerala. But in the north, mostly, and in to the east, you have Sarala Das' wonderful Odia Ramayana. And Odissi dance form is again by the great Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra, his dance form. Many, many lovely art forms have depicted the Ramacharita with the Rasanubhava of all these artists. Let it be literary artists, or they may be folk artists, or they may be dancers, musicians, instrumentalists, or whatever, in whichever form, even architects. And our own great artist, Bapu, he has come up with a wonderful Ramayana, you name it. And he has given all those pictures till date. All our minds and hearts are full of his paintings. And in Bhadrachalam, if you go, don't miss this beautiful museum of Bapu's paintings, where the whole Ramayana has been painted by him. Have you ever seen it there? If not, if you go there this time, please go there and see that Ramayana. So that is the retelling, that is the Rasanubhava. Each one of us, through our hearts and our heads and our own retelling, how we conceive and how we conceptualize the Rama with the 16 most beautiful attributes and this wonderful idealistic gunas that he has in him. As a brother, as a son, as a husband, as a ruler, as a friend, as a lord, as everything, he has given us that beautiful Rasanubhava. The beauty of Ramayana and Prince Rama, it's actually the story of Prince Rama, who has been, and Rama's story, unlike Krishna Charita, is that of a human being. So it is very important for us all to remember that and create our own narratives in our heads and hearts to keep him as a role model. And this is just a small peek into his life and the great narrative that India has created. That I would like you, as you grow up, this Rasanubhava, may it unfold in your own way with the qualities that you imbibe and you create in your own personality. So this is not something that somebody is going to create. You have to create your own Ramayana narrative. And that is the reason why I'm sharing with you all these little bits, tidbits that I have shared today. And in the pop culture, this Ramayana share, I will be, are you able to see the screen? Are you able to see the screen here? Can you please help me here? I'm not able to. If you can hear me, please say yes.
We can't see the screen, Ma.
You can see the screen?
We cannot.
You cannot? Okay, just give me a moment. How do I go back to 1 second? Yeah, are you able to hear me, But? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Sandy. We can hear you.
Yeah. You can't see the screen, is it? Just a second. Give me a moment.
So while the Athidi is taking the opportunity to switch the screen.
Sorry?
No. Please go ahead. And please go ahead. Please go ahead. I'm just covering the topic of essay writing. Okay?
So, yeah. I'm not able to. Yeah. I hope you can see my screen now. No? Are you not able to?
You are trying to show some of the slides, Andy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So అక్కడ ఏం చేస్తారంటే షేర్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్తారు.
Yeah, but I have missed the main screen. నాకు కనిపించట్లేదు, అది ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది.
Okay, okay.
So let me just go back to the Zoom thing. Yeah. Now you can see me, right? I'm so sorry for this goof up. Yeah, so I'll go to the share screen now. Okay. Can you? Okay. Yeah, you can see my screen now.
Yes, Andy, we can see it.
Oh, yeah. So let's go back to the first slide. I'm trying to show you Ramayana in the most recent comic kind of illustration, because the children can connect with it. You don't have to stop with earlier these things. You can create your own Ramayana. Okay, so this is Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita. And look at Ayodhya in the background. You can see this beautiful golden deer. You all know? Yes? And here you can see this. Yeah. Can you see the golden deer, the Maricha? You know the story of Maricha and Shubahu. And this Maricha who comes in the form of the golden deer for whom Sita falls, right? She is in love with this beautiful deer which comes jumping like this, like this. Look at this art form of, this leather puppet, shadow puppet. And here, where Rama hits with the arrow and the golden deer falls flat. Oh, hello, Lakshmana, it cries. So that Rama, in Rama's voice, because this is a magical Maricha. Okay, so the golden deer screams as it falls flat, dying, in the false voice of Rama to create an illusion to Sita. Lakshmana, it shouts, and there Sita thinks that Rama something bad has happened to Rama. So that is when she asks Lakshmana to go running and help the brother. And then you can see how, Jatayu, you can see Ravana coming, and the 10-headed Ravanasura comes, and then he abducts Sita in the most Bhayanaka situation, creating the terror and fear in Sita. He abducts her and takes her away, and then you can see Hanuman coming and helping here. Can you see? Sugriva, Vali, and all that story of Kishkindakanda, from there going to the Sundarakanda. Yeah, Vali, Sugriva, Vatha. Can you see? Rama trying to hit them from behind the tree. And then you can see, okay. Can you see this? Hanuman going to Lanka, meeting Sita there, where he shows his Vishwarupam, and not only that, with the tail, that he burns Lanka, right? See, that is also shown here. And I would like you to create these kind of pictures and write your own Ramayana, make beautiful stories. That is the best way to feel and immerse in this great story. And then, sorry. So the Adbhuta Rasa is shown here, where Sita sees the Vishwarupa of Hanuman, and she's so happy that and joyful that he has come and told her that Rama will be saving her. Very soon he will come to save her. And one second, let me see how I can. Not able to go to the next. Yeah. So now you can see the next picture. Yes, where all the Vanaras, when Hanuman comes back and tells Rama where Sita is, and these Vanaras make the bridge from this part of the ocean connecting Lanka, and how these boulders are floating. Again, the Adbhuta Rasa. And then you can see the war, the blood, the fight, where the Bhayanaka and Bhibatsa Rasa are experienced. And there during the fight, the great battle, where Lakshman falls down and Hanuman rushes to bring the Sanjeevani to revive his life. Okay, from there you have yes. After Sanjeevani, you have this slide. Look at the art form, the comic and the narrative style, the folk art and the modern art that is being shown here. And finally, Ayodhya, Rama, Lakshmana and Sita with Hanuman, Vibhishan. They all come back to Ayodhya to be in the palace and start ruling Ayodhya in the most beautiful manner. Okay, so stop share. Okay, now we are back to the main screen. Are you able to see me? Yes. So we will stop here. I think I'm going on, and that is the beauty of Ramayana and the Rasanubhava. Once, as a storyteller especially, I get into the Ramayana, and that happens to many people, I'm sure. We get into it, we just go on. And this is how Ramayana story was told years and years ago. They used to tell the story the whole night, and not just one night. It used to go on for days together. And this story has been told very beautifully by A.K. Ramanujan in his collection of folk tales called The Flowering Tree. He tells this folk tale from Andhra Pradesh. What happens when you listen to a story where a normal layman listens to Ramayana and he experiences the Rasanubhava to become a wholesome person. So there are many stories, lovely stories like this. And thank you so much, Jai Shri Ram, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. It's, as I told you, this is not a lecture or a talk or anything like that. It is just my Rasanubhava. I'm sharing my own narrative and retelling of Ramayana to the already well-informed, august audience here, because you have experienced Ramayana in many, many ways, much more than me. So over to you. Thank you very much. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Nama. Sahasra Rama Rama Nama Rama 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 Rama. Yeah. Sri Rama.
Very nice, very nice. Really, everyone on this call today, they might have learned something. So we are going to give the time for question and answers. So Bhargav Garu, please kindly make a note about the participants who are registering for essay writing on the chat box. Kids, if you are not at, put your name, kindly please put your name, location, phone and email address on the chat box area, because that is only which will help you to enroll for the essay writing. So with that, Bhargav Garu, kindly coordinate for the question and answer.
Anyone has any questions for Lavanya Garu Andi, especially kids? Do you have any questions?
You have no questions?
I don't think anyone has any questions, Andi.
If you have no questions, that either means it you know everything or it's been It's just gone off your heads.
Lavanya garu, all these kids are from Ramayanam English class, Andi. They're all
Ramayana?
from English. They all read
English.
Ramayanam English, yes.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, they are, even my son here, they're trying to
Okay.
correlate with what Padma Garu said and what happened today. So he
Oh.
was just telling me about, the things that he learned in Kishkinda Kanda were told by you in picturistic way. That's what he was
Okay.
telling me just now.
Okay. I'm so
Okay.
glad. I'm
So let us take the opportunity for the devotees who are on this call to share their experience. And if anyone want to share their experience after listening to this, kindly take the opportunity. We have time for 2 or 3 participants.
జై శ్రీరామ్ అండి అందరికీ. జై శ్రీరామ్ లావణ్య గారు, రావు గారు, పార్వయ్య గారు. నేను మాధవి గుండ్లపూడి అండి. చాలా చాలా అద్భుతంగా ఉండిందండి, అసలు చెప్పలేము ఇంకా. మీరు చెప్పిన విధానం అన్ని నవరసాల్లో చెప్పారండి. సో వన్ వే ఆఫ్ కన్వేయింగ్ రామాయణ. ఐ రియలీ ఎంజాయ్డ్ అండి. అసలు చాలా బాగుండింది. ఎన్నిసార్లు విన్నా మీరు అన్నట్టుగా తనివి తీరదు రామాయణం. మీరు చెప్పింది ఇంకా చాలా నవరసాల్లో ఎలా వర్ణించారంటే పిల్లలు కూడా చాలా ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తుంటారండి. అద్భుతంగా చెప్పారండి. అసలు ఈ అవకాశం కల్పించినందుకు గురువు గారికి, రావు గారికి, అందరు వాలంటీర్స్ కి చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. లావణ్య గారు, మీకు నమస్కారం అండి. మళ్ళీ పాదాభివందనం. జై శ్రీరామ్.
జై శ్రీరామ్. ధన్యవాదాలండి.
చాలా సంతోషం అండి మాధవి గారు. ఎనీవన్ ఎల్స్ హ్యాస్ వాంట్ టు టేక్ ద ఆపర్చునిటీ ప్లీజ్? So while other people are taking the chance to think about it, from my side, and Lavanya Garu, it is really a learning experience. Even though people think, as you said, they know Ramayana, in each and every attempt, Ramanamam is very Madhuram. So that is one of the important thing. And the title itself, whatever that you have selected and that is blessed by Guru Garu, Rasabarita Ramacharitam. So the word itself is so sweet that you cannot even miss the opportunity of experiencing that divine feeling. So which is one of the thing, and the way how it is articulated in the form of the showing the item which you have in front of you. These are all the things which one will not have opportunity. They might have read the books, and again they might have listened to somewhere. But this is also one way of expressing Ramayanam, is one other way, which basically you bought today. And all kids getting connected. And the blessed art of storytelling is something which we have really enjoyed. How we can learn even the biggest blessed epic like Ramayana in the short form of storytelling is another great thing. So really, Bhadradri Sri Rama Temple of USA, entire Seva group, we are conveying our sincere regards to you, Andy. And so just let me check if anyone have anything to share.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, I'm just showing you the puppets of Lakshmana, Rama, and then Surpanaka who comes. I actually wanted to tell the story with this, but since you all know the story, I thought I'll just show these beautiful artwork rather than, the Surpanaka and then Sita, as a simple person who's living in the forest with Rama. So, and of course, all our favorite, the Hanuman, Rama Bhakta. And it is told that wherever Ramanama is told, Ramanama vinna chotalla, unna chotalla manaki Hanumantudu kanipistadu. That is his blessing, they say. So, yeah.
Jai Shri Ram, Andi. Anyone else want to take the opportunity, please? Yeah, if not, this is a final reminder for all kids to please put your name in the chat box. Name, location, phone and email address to be eligible for being taking part of the essay writing. Because this month's Kalpavruksham topic essay writing results will be announced in the next month Kalpavruksham. And Kalpavruksham is always monthly once program. And those who are listening here, if you are interested to present a topic related to Ramayanam, always please reach out to the Seva group through the website www.jayshiram.org. Just go to contact Seva and just put a message saying that you are interested to be part of the Kalpavruksham topic presentation. Then we will take care from there onwards. So with that, if there are no further questions and if there is no further discussions, then we want the kids to take part on this one, and then we will definitely get back with you to the details of how to submit the essay, and you will know the results during next month Kalpavruksham. చాలా సంతోషం అండి లావణ్య గారు. మీకు తర్వాత గురువు గారు కాల్ చేసి గురువు గారు విల్ బి టాకింగ్ టు యూ అండి. And
Okay. So I can
we will feel very happy in seeing this recording, and this recording is also available for everyone to view on the website under the Kalpavruksham page later.
Thank you.
Let
And
us go.
కొన్ని పొరపాట్లు అయ్యాయి, క్షమించాలి. In between technical error was there and there is a problem. Sorry about that.
Definitely, and we could definitely see the total information, and we finally made it. That's good, Andy. So let us go ahead and do a closing prayer, Andy. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Shri Ram.